Harry on. Joining me today in the beautiful mountains of Manali in North India, and I'm going to be talking to you a bit about conveyor belts. I know there's a few tutorials online about conveyor belts, but I don't feel that they take it all the way. It's good for beginners as a beginner move, but it's very useful for many more advanced moves, linking into things. And also to make a continual conveyor belt, there's a few different ways, and horizontal conveyor belts. So let's get on to that. We have our first point. As you throw it over if you're doing it with your right hand, throw it over your left, and you want the center point to come between your upper arm and forearm. So this is solidly balanced here. That's the first point of contact. As it comes over, continuing the movement, put your arm away and up, and now I have the center point on my wrist, so it's totally balanced now on my wrist. From this wrist, we knock it over onto the other wrist, again in the center, and then as it falls from this wrist, you pull the thumb in towards you, leaving your fingers pointing outwards, and then this will drop. So it's got the same balance point as the first one on the opposite arm. Now the beauty of a move like this is it's symmetrical, so it's going from points 0, 1, 2, 2, 1, 0. So a good way to do this is do it with full power, but at the end, instead of transferring the hands, just catch it and then take it backwards and go through the motions backwards. So 0, 1, 2, catch, and when you catch it, the center will be just past your thumb. You're going to knock it back the way it came, so it goes back over the wrist, over the elbows. So 0, 1, 2, 2, 1, 0. And then the same with the other arm, very important. 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 0. And if you just do this exercise on each arm separately, then eventually you just stick that together with an open propeller, and you have a conveyor belt. So once you've played around with the balance points, whether you're doing the movement fully or not, it doesn't matter, just get used to those points of contact. Once you're used to that, you want to make sure that your body's in the right position, you have the right posture. You want your thumb into your shoulder and your elbow above your shoulder. And then when you take your hand out, you go up so that your wrist is about level with your third eye. So from here, straight up, and the other arm also straight up, comes in, still fingers into shoulder, elbow above. So when I'm learning or when I'm teaching, I tend to go for kind of like a more of a military drill on how I like things to be done, because I want it to be very smart. So this is the military drill of how to do a conveyor belt, keeping the staff spinning in the same place, moving your body around it, but also cleanly and sharply. It involves facing forwards, turning 90 degrees, turning 90 degrees again. And this way you get a very smooth, sharp conveyor belt. So if I start facing forwards, I throw the staff underneath my arm behind me, my elbow pointing out to the left. So start here, and then as my arm comes out, I turn my body away. And when doing this, like you can see, my shoulder's here now, and my hand is here. This is where the staff will be. If I turn my body 90 degrees, this stays in the same place, and my body moves out the way. My other hand comes up, and I move in 90 degrees. So the staff stays in the same place, my body moves. It's not a lot of effort, but it looks very nice. Okay, so once you can do a conveyor belt like we've shown here, 0, 1, 2, 2, 1, 0, then it's time to take it into a repetition, because a conveyor belt to me is something that's continuous. First of all, the standard continuation, I imagine, is using the elbow, hand, hand, elbow, hand, hand, elbow, hand, hand, elbow, hand, hand, elbow, like this. Now another way of doing the continuation is doing it through your elbows. For me, I really like this, and crowds seem to like this as well when you're doing a show. Because you're taking your hands out of it, although it's the same basis of just hitting a balance point in the right place and turning your body the right way. People enjoy this one. So this is elbow, hand, hand, elbow, elbow, hand, hand, elbow. The most important thing is this turn in your body. So if you keep your body straight and your hips stiff and your shoulders stiff, then you're not going to really be able to do this. And this is really fun because you can take this now to the next level where you miss out the hands completely and just do elbow conveyor belts. So this, we're literally just turning with our left elbow out facing to the right, right elbow out facing to the left, give it a little hop, turn quickly 180, so left elbow out and facing to the right, and just keep this 1, 2, 3, 4. Another way of doing the conveyor belt is instead of having each hand separate, keep them in a prayer and treat them as one hand. So this would be like so. So we're doing elbow. As it comes off the elbow, you put your hands together, come out, draw back in of the other elbow. So once you've got your standard conveyor belts, the prayer conveyor belt and your elbow conveyor belts, you want to also do them the opposite way. Very important, otherwise you just get dizzy. If you're doing a show and you're always spinning the same direction, you want to make sure you can go the other way also. And a really good way to get into this practice is by doing stools. So, say we do a conveyor belt. When it comes onto your elbow, simply put your palm in the way. Just get these fingertips slightly over the lip of the staff and change direction. Okay, simple as that. Just get your hand in the way and stop it from rolling any further. Also with the prayer one like this. So if you practice going in one direction, get to the end, stool, and go back the other way, and then stool, and then go back the other way and stool. Perfect. This is really good practice. If you can do a continuous, so you do it a few times repeated, then stool, and backwards a few times, and then stool. Or if you're doing 360s also, it's just it's just a really good habit to get into of changing direction and being able to do it both ways. For horizontal conveyor belts, then you're basically doing the same concept but turning it on its side and above your head. It's quite a tricky one. It's like a cross between a Steve and a Matrix in the way your body moves and how the staff moves around you. Basically, instead of bringing it down and up, we bring it in front and over. And we're leaning our body out to the left, head out the way, and just get that elbow up in the air. So the same concept is going to wrap around the back of the arm, hit the forearm, and hopefully not your face. You'll feel it make contact with your wrists, and then you just take it up above your head. So now conveyor belts with 360. Basically we're going to do the same thing but with a halo. So if you first make sure you can do a halo, like this. So what we're going to do is one run of the conveyor belt and then our body turns a 180, let it do a halo, and we do a second run of the conveyor belt. So, 1, 2. As soon as it gets to this point, we relax, let it come over, get our elbow underneath, 2. It's all about the feel for this one. You just have to keep repeating it until you feel comfortable catching it on the 180. But you can just, again, you can break it down. So if you start the arm out, wrap, wrap. Basically, as soon as it makes contact with this arm, you have to be turning the 180. If the staff is going to your right, by the way, if your staff spinning counterclockwise, you turn the opposite direction. Whereas if your staff spinning clockwise, again, you turn the opposite direction. So you're putting your back to the staff and then turning again to face it. Turn my back, face it. Turn my back and face it. And then once you've got this down with the standard conveyor belts, you could do it with the prayer conveyor belts. Exactly the same thing. Elbow, prayer, elbow, halo, elbow, prayer, elbow, halo, elbow, prayer, elbow, elbow. And then we take away the prayer. So it's just elbow, elbow, halo, 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 elbow, elbow, halo.